And there's some things I'd like to share with you that a lot of people this time of year don't really think about that's so important. This is my 45-gallon water trough right here, and I have one by every feeder that I have out here, and I keep them filled up as every few days I check them. You know what's funny? In the summertime, I can fill this 45-gallon water trough up, a Rubbermaid water trough up, and it'll last 3 or 4 days before I have to fill it back up again. But in the wintertime, people don't think about it. In the fall and the winter, I just filled this up yesterday, and look at it, it's already down. They've already drank it down to 1 inch in the bottom. And what's very important right now is right before, this is pre-rut right now, so pre-rut and during the rut and all through the winter, those bucks and does go through a lot of stress and they really get run down. So you have to make sure you keep as much water out around your feed pens or on your place somewhere to keep them hydrated. And it really keeps them healthy and improves the health of your deer herd. Also, as you already know, I'm always telling everybody to use horse and mule sweet feed. And there's 2 things good about horse and mule sweet feed. One, it's a great attractant for every kind of deer that walks out of here in this part of the world or anywhere. I remember a long time ago, we lived over by East Texas, and people didn't really even use deer feeders yet. And if you did put a deer feeder up in East Texas, they wouldn't even hit the corn. I mean, you come out there a month later, you still got all your corn. But you could put out sweet feed and they would hit it overnight. So horse and mule sweet feed is a great attractant for anything that you want to hunt. Bring them in close, but also this time of year during the rut, it's a great supplement. And we live here in Kerr County, out here in Hunt, Texas, and we go over to Ingram, to Double L Feed Store. And they know what kind of sweet feed is the best kind of sweet feed. They're really good about helping us out on things like that. So I just want to say, if you're in Texas and you're going west on Interstate 10 to go hunting in Junction, Texas, or anything, Ozona or Crockett or anything like that, and you're heading west, swing through Kerrville, go to Ingram, pick you some sweet feed up, and then head on back out on 27 and go out there and go down to 41 to 83 and take the scenic route. Go by the Wild Ranch. There's no telling what you're going to see when you go out there, because there's been for over 100 years this part of the world have brought in exotics. You might see African animals running on the side of the road, elk, anything in the world. So it's a great way to go, but they're already familiar with the best kind of sweet feed, because it does make a difference. You know, we use 12% protein in that sweet feed, and they have a lot of molasses in it. And a lot of the, even though it says 12%, a lot of that sweet feed is mostly just pellets. But the kind we have is mashed oats, mashed corn, molasses, and plus pellets. And it works really great. But anyways, another thing too, you need to put a board or some rebar. I always have old hog panel or goat panel laying around. So I cut pieces and put on top of my water troughs. That way you keep the hogs out of it. Otherwise it becomes a hog bathtub, because it's a perfect size for a hog to really enjoy it. So I put that on there. Plus, what you need to do is a great idea. I tried everything. Get you a piece of rope and just tie it to it and drop that piece of rope down in there so it goes into the water right there. So if a squirrel or a bird or a rat or a mouse falls in there, they can catch that rope right there and climb right out. And you don't come up here and find a dead squirrel or something like that in your feed pen. Another thing I really like that I use to keep these water troughs filled up is this 35-gallon water tank. And the thing about 35-gallon, you can put it in any size UTV, and it's not going to be too much weight on the back of your four-wheeler, your UTV. That's hard to say, ain't it? For me anyway. But anyways, I just put a water faucet in mine, and then I just undo the water faucet right here and let it out. You could probably be better if you had a plug, but I had a water faucet already, so I just use that right there. Yeah, I fill it up. And we're out here today checking our camera cards. I'm gonna put out sweet feed and alfalfa, because right now, that buck I killed yesterday already has a big neck. They're swollen up and they're getting in that rut. And I mean, it's gonna be crazy. I got my kids coming out, and my kids and my grandkids are coming out in another 2 weeks. And about right when they get here, it's gonna be perfect, where that rut's gonna be full blown in, and they'll be taking them does everywhere, and I think we're gonna have a ball. But anyways, we're gonna just set that stuff out today. It's a lot of fun to come out, put out that alfalfa hay, put out that sweet feed, and put out water. But water is more important in the fall and winter time than it actually is in the summertime. All right, I let Claire put the hay out because she's a professional hay tosser. So I'm not really qualified. She's done it so long, she's better than me at tossing that hay in there. But anyways, then I get me, we got a bunch of old pots she gave me the other day, so I just dip this in my sweet feed right here. And if I put in, I just usually break off about a square like that. Every day I come in and put 1 to 3 of these in here. The closer to the rut and the more people you have and the more you want to hunt, the more you need to put out. But anyways, then I just take a full pot like this and throw it right on top of the...
Sure you don't need me to do that?
Oh shoot, I should have let you do that. That's true, I almost missed. But anyways, that way you keep them coming in here, and then if it gets real cold, put more out. The more sweet feed you put out, the more they're going to hit it. But also the more it costs. It gets really expensive. Yeah. You can even look through that video and see how it feels out here. You can look at it and just see how cool and nice and beautiful it feels this morning.
Yep, there's my stand.
Yep, that's where the magic is done, right?
Beautiful morning.
Beautiful. All right, we're over here at my feed pen now. I'm gonna have to make 2 trips today for water because they drank this from way down too overnight. I don't know if you can see in the film right here in the video, but I got a salt block out right here. And I keep a salt block out year round. And contrary to popular belief, a salt block is not a great attractant. In fact, if you put a salt block out there, it takes a long time before they really start hitting it. It needs to get wet 2 or 3 times, and it takes a pretty good while. Once they start hitting it, they'll hit it and they'll eat it up. And if you're in an area of Texas where you have a lot of exotics, the exotics really do like it, but we keep it out. And that's another thing, just like water, it's very important to keep it out year round, even in the winter time. But I got my 2-time girl, I guess that's what you call her, hay time girl, doing her job, putting out the hay. And we got 1 more feeder to take care of, and then we're gonna head back up there to the house and eat some tacos. Oh. Make sure you clarify that she means a pot of sweet feed.
The pot.
The pot, not some pot. That's never been in my life.
How many you want?
Put 2 of them out there. I need to bring back that swimming pool net. I got wasp in here, dead wasp. Usually I always have enough water to fill them up and overflow them to wash all the bugs out. But I'm gonna bring my swimming pool net back here. I don't have a swimming pool, I just got a swimming pool net. Make people think I was doing good. This is a really good stand over here too. This is where Ariana killed her buck the other day, and I'll be hunting here with my grandson Mako when he comes down in a couple of weeks. And tell him what I'm gonna see.
I like to check these camera cards because Don usually has a lot on his mind and might forget to turn it on.
You say? You said you're afraid I'll forget to turn the camera on.
Yes.
Well, unfortunately, you're right. Nowadays, I drive off every time and forget, did I do this? Did I do that?
Well, I do the same thing.
Well, yesterday, I went down to get my deer and I drive back up the hill. Also, my Kawasaki Muse started going, what? I go, what's wrong? I realized I didn't take the emergency brake off. That's the 2nd time that happened this week. So, anyways, I guess I'm doing pretty good to be upright.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're doing good.
Yeah, still walking around. Look at that. Completely empty. I just feel like I said, day before yesterday when I filled them up. This is already completely empty. You know what? we only have 50 acres here. We're surrounded by big ranches, but we have 50 acres. And this is a very good way. It's proof that if you keep out water, if you have thick brush where they can hide, bed up in there, keep out water and good feed for them, they'll stay on your property. At least those does will. And those bucks will be coming in here chasing those does on your property. But that's, I'm gonna have to go back to the house and fill up that tank again. But they really hit the water more in the fall and the winter time than they actually do in the summertime. Now we're gonna head up the hill. I'm gonna show you one more thing. I'll just make a suggestion to you. It's not that I know everything, it's just that I'm real old and tried a whole lot of different things. But I'm gonna take you up there and show you one other thing I do to keep the deer on my place as much as possible, especially when we're going out and getting on our blinds early in the morning and late in the evening.
Well, you've only been hunting your whole life, so.
Yeah, since I was 7, and now I'll be 72, right?
Yes.
See, I guess I can't remember if it's 72 or 73.
Yeah.
Yeah, December 72, but yeah, I've been hunting. I shot at my first deer when I was 7, and I missed it. And I killed my first one when I was 9. And it wasn't very big, but you would have thought it was as big as a trophy as you could get, because I was tickled to death.
So I'd say you learned a thing or two.
Maybe.
A good example is Don met our neighbor and he told him he had seen an elk, and the neighbor told him, we have elk here. He's been here 16 years and he never saw an elk. So everything Don's doing is absolutely working.
But you know what else? I learn something every single year, or I do something stupid every single year. I probably do something stupid every single year. Then I learn. All right, we've come over here. What I do, like I said, I've only got 50 acres. I got a small place right here that's surrounded by bigger properties all the way around me. But this, I come in here on every place I've ever had. I come to the very center, the middle of my place, and I put a feeder up. This feeder's not to be hunted. In fact, I only come in here when I need to check the corn on it. And I got it set for 2 o'clock in the afternoon for 2 seconds. That way, when we come out about 1:30, 2 o'clock, if we spook anything away, they'll run into the thickest part because they already know this feeder's gonna go off at 2. That way it gives me time to get out, get people in my deer blinds, and get set up and not spook the deer away. And I have it set for 4:30 in the morning to bring all the animals in from surrounding properties. And that way, in the morning before daylight, we can sneak in and get in our blinds and won't spook anything off. Then after it goes off, then our other feeders go off at daylight. So then they have time in here. This one, at 4:30, I got it going off 7 seconds just to pull them away and get them in here. But if you have a small place or any place, it's a good idea to put a strategic feeder in the middle of your property. This is right on a hill that comes up, kind of like a peninsula, and there's valleys all the way around it. And I got this right up here, and it's very thick up here. So those elk and everything, even the big old deer, love to come in here, and they know they're safe. And I never come in here, only maybe once every 2 weeks just to check that feeder. We'd like to thank everybody for subscribing. Here lately, we've been getting more and more attention, and we're really excited. So please, if you will, like and subscribe when you watch our videos and share them with somebody for us. Thanks a lot. God bless.